Look who's
I think
here.
That was the original.
Boom, boom.
Too.
There's your guy. How are you?
Jerry O'Connell from the Jerry O Show is walking in.
Wow, what an honor, guys.
For
What's
us.
going on?
The honor is ours.
No, it's for
That's what he
me.
meant.
What an honor for you guys right now.
No, well, it is an honor. Have any of you been to Citi Field for a Mets game? I know Mr. Breuer has, but I'm talking to I'm talking to Jim here.
I haven't been.
This guy, you are the star of the Mets. It's really exciting to see.
He was just talking about how Mets fans don't think that he's a real fan because he only puts out videos at certain times.
Yeah, and he sells Doc Gooden Coke.
I shook Mr. Gooden's hand outside of Citi Field. He was right there. I was walking back to the train. Such a nice guy.
Human being, but clearly has demons.
Yeah, Coke. Coke.
Citi Field, I want to say, is maybe the most magical baseball experience when they play that Billy Joel song and everybody links arms. I went to that World Series game that they won, the only one that they won against the Royals.
Of course you were there, the one that
Noah
won.
Syndergaard.
And when everybody linked arms and sang Piano Man, it was...
Do they do that as like a thing they do now?
You know, that I think they do it every game, right?
They do. I think they do it every single game in the seventh inning.
Is that like the Yankees
The seventh
YMCA?
inning. And that game, maybe. Or the Red Sox do Sweet Caroline.
Right.
Yeah, and the Yankees do YMCA. Right.
That game, too, started off with Noah Syndergaard throwing the ball high over the first batter's head.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, and boom. Wow.
So it's exciting to meet the biggest Mets fan ever. I don't care what anyone says about
Are you a
your
Mets
videos
fan?
and everything. I do follow them. I do.
The Metropolitans?
Yeah. I'm going to upset some people. I do follow another New York team a little more closely.
That's fine.
But I root for both. And
there's no
rivalry.
I do.
That's even worse than choosing one over the other.
I know. It's a disgusting
Both
thing
fan
to say.
bases don't like that.
It's like you voted for Trump and Hillary.
Just to cover my bases. You know?
You just kind of root for everybody, don't you?
I root for New York teams. I like to see them win, you know?
Yeah. Who do you not root for? Like, who do you like to see lose? Who does Jerry O'Connell go like, I'm glad that they
It's not what you're supposed to say before you're trying to launch a television show.
How about a city you're not in?
Specifically in,
let's see.
in like the Massachusetts market, you don't want to say anything bad. I do. It does upset me that teams from Boston in all leagues and all sports. I don't even follow the MLS, but I'm sure the Boston MLS team has won numerous championships.
Right, and it's annoying.
It's almost unfair, you know?
What's funny, it's like the Red Sox go on like this tremendously long streak of never winning a World Series, and now it's like, okay, you've had your fill. It's enough.
But it's not only baseball. It's also, their hockey team's in the finals this season. It's just unfair. It's almost like, I don't want to get too political, but like governments break up like large companies. They don't let like AT&T merge with
Boston has a monopoly on sports. You're saying
you guys just barely squeaked by merging with Pandora, and I know it's Pandora. That was my joke, but it's like someone has to break it up there. It's not fair.
No, I get that.
Hey, are your wrestling fans still making fun of me for not getting into that PWG wrestling match? If you recall this, I did your show and I tried to get into a wrestling match in Los Angeles and it was sold out and I was turned away. And then
there's this like independent group called Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
It's
and
great. I got to give them a shout out.
They're incredible.
It's an incredible experience. If you're in, I think that it's just a Southern California thing.
It was in Reseda. Yeah.
It's in the Valley.
Reseda, isn't that where Daniel was from? Wasn't that from the Karate Kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're correct. They have a large mural there.
Thank you.
But they take themselves
I
very
can't remember to wear
seriously.
condoms, but I remember that.
And there's no freebies. Like, they don't let people in for free. And Jerry O'Connell showed up, and he didn't have a ticket, and you have to buy him way in advance. They sell out all the time because it's a small venue.
I didn't try to get him for free. I tried to purchase a ticket the day of.
But unfortunately, they line up outside because it's also first come, first serve as far as the tickets go. And a whole line of fans got to see Jerry O'Connell turned away at the door.
And they continually remind me of it on social media.
They like to tell you, hey, I was there when you couldn't get in and I did.
And I refuse to engage in them because I don't want any sort of beef or anything. But I still obsess over the comments and read them.
Wait, does it humiliate you, or how do you feel?
It angers me.
It does. You get upset about it.
It really angers me.
Because you try to tell him, I wasn't trying to get in for free. I wasn't trying to. I
was
just didn't know the
trying to
rules.
buy a ticket the day of.
Right.
I couldn't buy them online, and I thought I'd try my luck going there. And I didn't get in, and people started like jeering at me and
shaming you,
shaming me,
right?
Yeah, hey Jason Bateman, you couldn't get in. You suck. Fat kid wouldn't stand by me. Fuck you.
Yeah, it hurts you.
It angers me. It doesn't hurt me. It angers me. Yeah, it angers me.
Yeah, it gives you a fury. Well, I get that though. For wrestling fans, they don't have that much opportunity to like yell at a Hollywood celebrity and say, we're better than you, because that day they were better than you.
Yeah, and then I did, okay, easy.
They were just earlier. They had nothing else to do. A celebrity has other things to do than stand online.
Jim, I had nothing to do that day. I could have gone way earlier. I was like, of course they're going to let me in. I'm a celebrity, and they didn't. And that's really, let's get to the heart of it. That's really what angered me, is that I'm not far enough of my career where I can get into a really local wrestling match.
It probably didn't thrill you that there's footage of Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello at a PWG show.
Is it really?
Gillian Jacobs, who was on
course,
Community.
she loves
been
them.
at
She
PWG.
loves them.
Yeah.
I do want to say
you were turned away, though.
I did, for the next match, I did purchase a ticket online, and I had it, and I went there with the intent of saying to the same people who jeered at me, see, I'm in. Like, what are you going to do about it now? And sort of getting in their faces. And no one said said anything.
Well, you should have went to the front of the line and tore the ticket up and threw it on the ground.
Yeah. There's your ticket.
That's right.
Funny, man.
But that's the old Jerry O'Connell. The new Jerry O'Connell is much nicer, much more relatable. The Jerry O'Connell, host of the Jerry O Show.
How long did you go to law school? I want to ask you that too. Are you dropped out acting, or we're going to stop acting and go to law school?
I dropped out after 1 year. It was a mistake, Jim. It was.
What made you want to do it?
You know what? My wife and I had just had kids, and I was going to take a couple years off. And my wife was working very steadily in a TV show, and I just couldn't sit around. And I went to night school for a year, and it was a mistake.
You didn't like it?
It was too what's the word? Like hard.
Yeah.
No. It was actually really cool. It was a fun. I could go back someday. I was really into it. I mean, I realized when I was there, I wasn't gonna like finish. You know, I mean,
I'm not going.
But I gotta say, it was a real like cool education just to see how the legal system works. How lawyers have really. I mean, it really. I don't want to say they run everything, but everything we do is touched by a lawyer, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Everything, and it sort of has to be contracted, you know? And as dopey as like, even like, traffic cones on the street when you're coming here and they close off a lane, they're digging a hole, and legally it's been decided, these are OSHA regulations decided by lawyers. We have to put cones around this and close a lane because there's a possibility of an accident, and we have to show that we took all the precautions that we did against anyone getting hurt.
Lawyers touch everything.
Yeah,
they just touch everything.
But it's designed like other lawyers designed it so that lawyers had to touch everything.
I can't believe I'm defending it, but it does sort of make for order in society.
Well, it's the only reason we don't do certain things.
Right.
I mean, there's people I'd love to hit with a wrench, but I'll get sued, so I can't do it. Or I'll get arrested.
I mean, that's assault too.
Yeah, but
it's
you know
not
what I'm
just
saying?
illegal.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to
lawsuit.
slander people.
Right, you would love that.
Sure, it'd be fun. I'd love to do it.
I'd love to do that once. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It'd be fun just
I'm
to
a
like defame
good-hearted
somebody.
person, but
Right. To just start lying about
once in
people
a while,
in public
there's a
settings.
dark rage that I would love to unleash.
Yeah, just defame somebody in an article, make up something.
Right.
I can't do it though.
Use your words to destroy a person.
Oh, I'd love to accuse
Right.
them of certain horrible things.
There's a really funny thing. My boss, Wendy Williams, who has the daytime show, which she's my Oprah. She's putting me on her slot and all her stations for the month of August. She does this funny thing whenever she tells a story about someone. She immediately interrupts with allegedly.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's funny, but there's a lawyer in the control room who has a button. And it's an allegedly button, and because she works in gossip and stuff, and I'm gonna have to do the same thing. The same lawyer is gonna be saying there. I'm gonna talk about, I don't know, something A$AP Rocky did in Sweden and hitting someone, and that allegedly light will come on, and you have to say allegedly.
What's the allegedly light? It just pops up somewhere above. Does it say allegedly, or is it like a little red light and you go, oh, okay, allegedly?
It says allegedly in red letters. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's smart.
Yeah, because they knew like this is
that word.
Yeah, and Wendy loves talking gossip, so just make sure that this is there. And yeah,
but I feel like lawyers started way back in the day, and they were nerds that used to get their ass kicked because the order of life is just the Bruins always rule the roost.
Yeah,
and then somewhere along the way, they started festering up, like, you know how to do that. You know how to do that. I'm going to sue. And then suing and suing it. And it's going to turn back one day to just pure Fight Club. And you know what? I don't care. Sue me. I'm gonna traumatize you for life with one shot to underneath your skull.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna lose everything, but you know what? It's really gonna be enjoyable.
It's worth it
because you're gonna be traumatized for life.
Right.
I think Brando said that after he hit
all the money in the world.
Brando hit that photographer, the paparazzi broke his jaw, and they asked him. I think he said it's the best $25,000 I ever spent.
Absolutely. And it'd be interesting to watch that wave come back. I don't know, but it's definitely pushing in that direction.
It's kind of worth going to law school.
At least in my head, I kind of see it.
It's worth going to law school to figure out how much people can sue you for certain things.
Right.
So you can make a quick decision. Is it worth the $25,000?
I would love to look into, like, how much can they if I knew... How great would that be? You knew how much you were worth.
You know where it gets shady is that emotional distress.
Intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Right.
Is a rough one.
You can't put a price on that. You know what I'm saying?
I was nuts for a little bit. This person made me nuts.
Right.
Which is why I lashed out.
And you know what really, one of the first things I learned in a class called torts, which is what you take when you go there, is when you go to any sort of trial and you're suing someone, you say it, something that really resonates with the courts and juries is you say it has really affected your sex life, that you cannot make love anymore.
Because how are they going to prove that?
That's true.
That in an emotional distress, sort of, in a courtroom's eyes, is like a really bad thing.
You can't have sex, then you just picture your wife bullying.
Yeah, that's the thing. Juries love to fuck. So when they find out that you can, they have a lot of sympathy.
No, I have 2 kids now. There's none of that.
No, that's over.
Oh God! Right before I came here, I'm sorry I was a little late, but we all moved here to do this Jerry O show, and I have my wife and kids here, and I'm working a lot, and my wife is not, and we're in a place, and it has no cable TV or anything, and. My wife was. I went to the Apple store yesterday and got that Apple TV thing, and I woke up this morning to come here, and my wife was like, "You got to hook up that Apple TV," and I was like, "Oh, I'll do it when I get back. I got to go see. I got to go up to Sirius," and my wife was like, "You can't. Not one more day. I need this Apple TV. Like, I need it. You have to hook it up." And I was, oh God, it took me. My password wouldn't work. Oh, forget it. It took me.
How old are you kids?
10.
Get a Fire Stick.
Oh, really?
Someone gave me a Fire Stick. I get a brand new TV. Put it on a thing. I'm like, should I put Xfinity? Should I put cable? Should I put it? My neighbor goes, Breuer, put this Fire Stick in. What? Hooked it up. My other nephew just went, you get whatever you want now. What? Like, how much do I have to pay? Nothing. Zero.
What, really?
I can get movies out now. I can get whatever TV show I want. I can get network TV. I can get box it, whatever I want.
I'm sure Jerry could tell you with his year of law school that it's not technically legal.
Oh, I didn't know. I was like, that's not going to be true.
Sure, it is.
A Fire Stick is legal. I think
it's
like an Amazon thing.
The Fire Stick is legal.
The Fire Stick is legal.
The software on the Fire Stick is less.
Can't you get caught doing that though?
No.
Everybody
one
does
of those,
it.
Fire Stick is the best. No, you can
buy
just
it legally.
Put all kinds of weird shit on it. There's no protection on it. It's great.
This is going to age me, but remember you used to get D-scramblers and cable?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a big WHT guy. Will not go home theater.
Okay, I
knew that would shut the room down.
A little earlier.
Yeah, it's a New Jersey, New York thing.
A little earlier. You'd have the D-scrambler box, so you get the free pay-per-view.
Right.
It's the same principle.
Same thing, but with anything and everything.
Might have to. I just want to say on the record, legally, I don't illegally download any television whatsoever.
Good.
These are all jokes,
Me
Jim.
either. Yeah.
But I might want to talk to your neighbor.
No problem.
No, everybody. I'm looking at Jim's SiriusXM
My ID badge.
ID photo,
Yeah.
and it's a really good photo. You're
it's
tan.
Let me see. I
You're
think
smiling.
I'm blithering fatso in that
No,
picture.
not at all. You're
true?
smiling. You're tan. You're looking good.
And where are you
Let me
living?
see.
Are you in the city?
Yeah,
Where'd
I'm right-
you guys move?
I'm right next to Penn Station.
Oh, wow.
A little busy over there.
Yeah, I was about to say, nice area.
You know what? That Hudson Yards, that new mall went up. That's pretty fun to walk through.
I haven't been there. I want to go to the observation deck. There's a building in Hudson Yards. It's supposed to be a 100-story building. It has like a weird like boomerang on the front, like a glass bottom. And I want to go up and see. That's like a big observation deck.
We had our air conditioning didn't work that week that it was unbearably hot.
So no AC, no cable TV.
No cable TV. It's a new place.
It's in
and-
Stone Age.
But my family and I, we were sitting in that mall for about 4 days. Just pretty good Wi-Fi in there too. Speaking of
good.
Wi-Fi,
Oh, you're
so
just trying to stay cool.
we would all bring our phones and everything and just sit in the mall, like vagrants for days on end.
Is your family very supportive of the Jerry O Show becoming a reality? It seems like daytime talk has been something that you've wanted to get involved in for a long time. You've done tons of guest hosting. You've done stuff with Kelly Ripa. You've filled in for Wendy a ton of times.
You know, I was really in the running to becoming America's Next Top Model. No, I was in the running to helping out Kelly Ripa with that Kelly and Ryan show, and I did not get that job. And it's funny. It was kind of, I guess it was kind of depressing. Not depressing. I wasn't, I was coming out of my house, but like I publicly didn't get a job, So like you go to the supermarket and everyone's like, oh man, you lost out that
Almost.
job.
Why did they pick you?
It's a little bit like that, It's and it always happens because it's a daytime audience. It would always happen at the supermarket for some reason, always in line because you're trapped in line there. And someone would go, "Hey, excuse me," and I go, "Yeah," and they go, "You lost. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow."
couldn't be less helpful.
Bunch of hens buying cat food.
No, but I mean, so there is like it's not as, I'm not kidding. It's not the anger I felt with the PWG comments,
right?
But you do feel like, oh God, like don't cry for me, Argentina. Like I'm completely fine. But it was really funny. I co-hosted for Wendy a bunch. Wendy took a little bit of a sabbatical, and then Fox and Wendy are doing this thing where in August, when a lot of TV shows go dark, meaning they just show reruns, they're going to try to test a show. And they said, "Do you want to test?" And I was like, this will be a lot of fun. I will say this. Super tough because Wendy is a single host. So your opening segment is 20 minutes by yourself.
But the Wendy folks loved you when you were hosting for
we had a
Wendy.
good time.
So that's got to...
But, you guys as stand-ups will, kind of understand my dilemma here. Every day I have to come in, and there is a group of writers there, but every day I come in at 7 a.m., and we go live at 10. You have to write a 22-minute monologue.
Don't they do that the night before?
It typically comes from television that aired the night before.
Right.
So because it's a daily show, like, hey, everybody, welcome. We're going to have a great show for you today. 90 Day Fiancé. Woo! It all went down last night. The families finally met up. Here, we have a clip, and we'll show you how it went down. And then you come back, and then you have to write, like, sort of comments on those clips.
It doesn't always have to be hilarious. It can just be about it. It can be funny. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't always have to be funny. I mean, but
should be entertaining.
It should be entertaining,
Right.
It's an interesting medium,
Sure.
And in the world of, tell me when this is really getting too boring. I'm so sorry,
No,
everybody.
90 Day
But
Fiancé, we love it.
in the world of yeah, I know you talk about it a lot on the show.
we do.
It's hilarious.
Why wouldn't Joey O'Connell talk about me, Colt?
I love Colt's mom.
90 Day Fiancé, and also when you had the bagel guy up here, that was hilarious.
yeah, we love the bagel guy,
That was
too.
big
He's
time.
a good egg.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
He's hilarious.
Good head on his little head on his shoulders.
Little head
but
on
good
his
head
shoulders.
on his shoulders.
Yeah. Little head on his lower shoulders.
Yeah,
He's a good boy.
tiny little guy, barely 4 feet tall.
It's really funny.
He's very small. Yeah,
But
I stood on my tiptoes when I took a photo with him just to really drive it home.
It's crazy. A bunch of women always asking about my height.
Yeah, he's had enough.
He's
Wait,
pissed.
you had him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, my God. I
Yeah.
missed that.
He's
All right, it's
pissed.
another-
Yeah.
all right.
he's pissed.
He's Peter Finch in Network. It was great.
By the way, do you think it was justified, the guy who tackled him in that video?
No. The guy was he was being a dick by chest bumping, but that guy in that video would not have tackled him if he was 6'4".
But it still did feel good to see it happen.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Did it feel good to watch him tackled? It made me feel the people I was watching it with the first time reacted negatively toward that man tackling.
Well, he
him.
wouldn't have done it if Chris was a bigger guy. That guy never would have tackled him. That's what I hate about stuff like that.
I openly laughed and cheered when I saw it. But that's you know.
Sam's like that whenever there's two men on the floor rolling around.
I laugh too. When there's one just egging people on and making the entire room uncomfortable, and you don't know where it's going in this day and age.
Yeah.
You don't know. Is he going to pull something out? He's way out of line. Take him out.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch. Yeah.
Breuer.
Take him out.
Take him out.
Jim's right.
Take him out.
I'm the same
You're making
way.
everyone uncomfortable. There's 15 people here going, is he going to pull out a gun? Is he saying, why is he yelling? Is it looking? Take him out! Take him out!
Yeah,
no
it's like,
lawyers.
It's like
Done.
you saying, I tell people out of it that, hey, it's okay, I didn't get the job. I would get them going.
You would.
You should have been picked. I'd be like, send white powder to the network.
Is there any concern, do you think, on Wendy's part that you do such a great job that Fox turns around and goes, yeah, we want to make this a full-time gig, and maybe now you're either competing or you take her slot or what?
Because there's no way my ratings will compare to Wendy's. Wendy's my Oprah. She's my boss. I have meetings with her every day. I mean, it would be
really?
Is Oprah upset at the success of Dr. Phil? No, she's cashing those checks.
It's all good.
You know? I mean, is Oprah upset at the success of Dr. Oz? Mm-hmm. No.
Plus, he was different than her, and you're different than Wendy.
Yeah,
you're not somebody that you're not the same gender, the same race. You don't have the same attitude. So when you're putting somebody who's very different up, you're not competing directly with yourself.
And it's funny, the stories are a little different. She gave me some great advice. This is really funny. She said, listen, the producers and network, everybody's going to be getting on you for this thing. You got to be yourself when you go out there. You got to push all that to this, like take advice in like terms of format, but make sure you don't change your personality when you go out there, no matter what they say, even if they tell you to change it, don't change it.
That's good advice, and Wendy does that. What I like about Wendy as a TV host is she kind of has the exact same vibe that she always had on the radio, where she's not afraid of like being conversational, taking a weird pause here, whatever. Like it's not this kind of polished TV show person. She's actually a communicator.
Well, I mean, also,
I like
Jim, you guys as well, you've been doing this, for a little bit here. I'm sure people have said like, oh, hey, go and do this. And it's maybe felt a little uncomfortable. And now that you've got a couple miles on your engine and you're like sort of coasting at a nice place in your career, you've realized I've just got to be myself.
I tried doing what they told me. And I just couldn't do it. They're like, stop blinking so much and write good jokes. Nope.
That's not you, though.
Can't help you.
That's not you.
So him, he's a blinker. He's a blinker.
So is the dream then?
Stop making jokes about having unprecited sex all the time.
I know. And they actually start.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
that's not me.
That's my truth.
That's my truth. Yeah.
So then it's like would like a long-term like goal be to have a TV block where it's Wendy and then Jerry, and that's like the morning.
I don't know. You know, it's funny. That's not my business. Like whatever happens.
You just go on, you do the show, and let it speak for itself.
You know what? Another thing I found out is like I have to concentrate on next week. I thought I was gonna, like you guys, I'm an actor. Like that's what I normally do. I actually don't even have the experience of doing stand-up and stuff. So I thought for sure I was going to show up an hour a day and just do the show, and that's not the case.
Oh, no, it's not.
Right.
No.
It never is.
No.
It's the opposite.
Just show up and you tell me when to go.
Yeah.
And then, what are we talking about the first 10 minutes? Done.
Just wing it.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, shoot. And you made plans with your wife. So
that's 100% what's happening.
We're going to have breakfast, and then we're going to go to Jersey, and we're going to apple picking. I'm not gonna be home to 9. 9. Yeah, you said.
That's exactly what's happening right now. I keep telling my wife, "Oh, let's go get lunch," and they're like, "You can't leave," and I have to like keep telling my wife I can't go get lunch. And
What time do you stay till?
About 9. Last night we got in at like 11.
You're there from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or?
Next week will be 7 because we start a little earlier. It's been about 9. It's
post-production stuff.
I don't want to complain. I mean, obviously,
No,
roofers are listening to this being like, fuck you, man. I'm up here. The sun is beating. I'm dying. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right.
But to be fair, roofers, you don't have to entertain. You don't have to feel that pressure.
Absolutely. Just take your shirt off and throw some tar down and step on a wasp.
Step on a wasp.
Want more Jim and Sam? Catch up with full episodes and interviews from celebrity guests anytime on demand using the SiriusXM app.